obi empuna na ne boyfriend wu amose ne yire ene ne nyekuna what be that
sesi a ye hu se wa ye ne ho ade ne de se wo mmienu nyina na se wo yeku person de na minim enam ka se mi ko wiri
o da se he's insisting say omse mami nyina abaye ye be kire ne se emra wo man mu
is at the discretion of the family, deceased family, and no better say we be ye way and our way eje way ewo eye na say
calling oba o say abusuane do AbusuaPanin no be na ekuna they are money on such statements are provocative
Modia ne say e wo say ye mame Akosua Serwaah e no ono pe e na wo say oyekuna for a year kuna na ye kan kuna no ene ne den
is it your kuna
is what
is it your kuna
should they fight over the kuna?
It is not your kuna.
Or similar Lumba free Germany abano na akulachi no.
Wasn't that the Lumba Aja Mame Serwaah free Germany? Na or breastfeed one of the kids. It will go through it. Or better than Hannah, so the back on Odo Broni Arnold. I was 6, 15 years, 17 years span. My many back on nation. It's a walk aside, so we're careful.
Black Star experience December 20. Yeah, Benjamin.
So don't be sitting and thinking about jams. When somebody is seriously going back and forth as to how they figure out. Because you see, you need experience be as how you need almost shoes more as to how they have what they are going through, what they've gone through. It is the fact that we are a microphone and I say about we need pawns about time doesn't give you the right to say so can send up there.
Odo Broni as of Friday, bailiffs no kwa no afa be afa. Because Ojania is about the kata.
Problem I womi AbusuaPanin na me de me blame no. Ne kasemu ene ni semu kire no ene creative problem amai.
Abusua wa Ghana TV that Lumba eyiyo se ombeye na eyi na asomdua bade ebeye de papa because 6 December o ma hyese omobeye eyi no e Kumase eye Baba Sports Stadium no eno ho nsem ene kunaye ho nsem eno na akoduru se obiara etwe a enya nim se maame Akosua Serwaah o Germany that Lumba first wife edi injunction aba chese osade lawsuit a yenyina eye nim sema o siu eye AbusuaPanin go fi owusu Odo Broni any transition team na no nipa bebre blemu eye AbusuaPanin no say AbusuaPanin no create confusion di kan AbusuaPanin ka say onim Odo Broni na that Lumba any maame Akosua Serwaah aware ye no enguye eche wo so akoye research ehunu say Odo Broni that Lumba eware no nti ebakuna ya omomienu enebeye afede ye da sore ya de nti a maame Akosua Serwaah e lawsuit na wo su AbusuaPanin ni say AbusuaPanin ni lawyer e letter koye maame Akosua Serwaah kire se onye kunani na odika de nensa abadada ama maame Akosua Serwaah kire se entro na AbusuaPanin etwa and on United Showbiz na nye easy ano the near brigidi lawyer of maame Akosua Serwaah and Ura Collins amankwa another issues but this is the first asema AbusuaPanin kofi owusu kan
ese se AbusuaPanin mehu nokore ansa na maka na yire no na tie ne de mekura menino nyamini ni pen minino ana minuanam ne mo ofasefo nyina nim but ye ofasefo so ne amso ni no enti o mukura duro no meka cha na yire nso omma me ne nkasa wanyi phone ne mankasa
na yire na anje phone
wanyi phone ne mankasa tamo mu duro nkra ho no na mpese nka me hu ne ntem because abusua no ha me ti o mo duro no de ye biso obetumi aka cha mse no kore ana anya no kore na nka maka bibi but wanyi phone no ana mse wanyi phone na enye hwe oba ni kunu awuo de edru sa ya na kasa ho ye ne den enti manfa blame amano na mse ne bibie no oso de maane maame bi nso ne maame no so no makadam se jai
ye maame Akosua Serwaah wo Germany one na wawe ne eguana
engui me bibia maamanim abrofo awale ne wo mo nsansam de bibia maamanim me nko jama hoda
ano na sese wo so akoye research a ohunu se Odo Broni ye ware no
na me hwe oba no ne niema ne su ne niema ne ma na chese ese me ese de mka se ese me hwehwem na mu sa ye no kure ya ne ho ade ene enye ne ho ade ya kani enye obi ho ade a ontumi meye kuna oti ase nti ene de ade ese me hwehwem endi hwehwemu no ese opini wachi nti eno no ontumi fa bibi antudwa peace fm ta se mu hwehwemu hwei wo so ko ye so no ne te ho mpa ona ne te wa ona na wo mba nti so ene ho ade so anya ne ho ade wansa mini no de bede ne mahu
bede wo
nti ese me busa na me hunu so me busa ya me hunu mu no ye hu sampa akoya ne ho ade nti akoya ne ho ade kura na still me hu mampanyi na me nko ahemfie ene mpanyifo nkasa akra me tumi fa metudwa because mampanyi ubehunu obetumi asa de se bia sa ata me my program bi me nya ho anase enti me nkasa na me ka cho se me call nure ya enure idue a me call ya me dia to nanim a ye hu se data e pese ye bibia ma ho na me dia betudwa enti me ntumi hu Ghana fo se me ka se me ko hwehwemu na me nya hwehwemu wi eno ne so matem didiem eni edidi matem Peace FM nanso so nyankopon ene nananom nyina ehwe yen ehu de ye ka se ye no kure na ye twa nkontompo yakwaji ska wodehye wokwaji ska awo bi no aye sesi a ye hu se wa ye ne ho ade ne de se hu mienu nyina na so ye kuna person de na minim enam ka se me ko hwehwe enti se media for na ye ne ye omo de a na efunu no da ho na ye omo de a na kwadwofo su ye omo de a wo ma no de a omo so omo de omo di atem omo nya ni ye ne di nyame ne nananom ma wo omo nkoso na ye se ye ka no kura kopem se ye bewu
enti maame Akosua Serwaah so lawyer Williams ekyerese di enti e ode lawsuit no eba nyina eyese papa yi eye AbusuaPanin de letter one ne lawyer de letter by say maame Akosua Serwaah de ne nsa badada enti onye yere maame Akosua Serwaah so approve say wo ye yere no no nkwa na ye yere obi anka ho
na what da ne nsembisi ma AbusuaPanin lawyer actually letter bra Akosua Serwaah na letter ni muno lawyer ne say AbusuaPanin aka kire ne say kwaja awade to ne onye Lumba that Lumba yiri biom na ode nsa abehu abusua nti onye yiri nti on ma ne nyekuna nti ode ba ne bisa ne say na no kre o se nya no kre ne say adanse e wo say waware that Lumba no betimi dia ba ampa akofo ba ne say German civil marriage ordinance and the ordinance based on that and yanso itu puto se obi ya yire na obi nya yire dia it depends on our kura ni para ware Ghana ye wo mramien sa major mramien ebo awade ho ban ba ko ye customary marriage ba ko ye ordinance marriage na ba ko ye Muhammadan marriage na Akosua Serwaah ne krata ba na wade no ordinance marriage under the German law the bachelor TNE
did you
under the ordinance law no permanent to be wari mienu or wari ba ko be under the ordinance law you three find san musa awade no it's the court aye order e die ye hwehwe mu kire say certificate na Akosua Serwaah be kire no ye pan court gugu enti Odo Broni as far as we are concerned if you are mistress Lumba we need no energy for the woman we respect all that but don't mean yire our Ghana mrem ano ne pese AbusuaPanin ni Odo Broni ti ase say Ghana position etie be ti ase ni emubu on because what say mama etemra na de boy ho bra enti say woni Lumba wo no ne ne ye nka say nokro so do our affection for Lumba you play a role in the funeral but to suggest say on na ye yire na Akosua Serwaah yire na fe a kire utan ba be ka and I'm referring to the letter na kire utan ba ka so ko mi nyina amaye no the man is not being straightforward and the person court a them na court ye orders and sign a unit ne dua ankofa wentu bi ama na ye no e ti ye letter no ye wait no really back up the ETC the court nuclear say Akosua Serwaah kwa na yire nothing only training Odo Broni from conducting herself as a spouse because she can't be she's a mistress that is acceptable and I believe that any lawyer who gets the opportunity to look at the facts of the case would agree you file an injunction in the injunction application we have annexed a copy of the certificate and the lawyer word the source actually application now if the man's on the entry they will concede they will proceed in come out and then the body man we are seeking orderliness and peace that is Lumba and the paketwa ye pese be December na ye tutu na ye as ye pese ye di bu at that Lumba say Michael Jackson do Africa aye Lumba ye di sa di ni na mi di no accepting the issue process in them the court no resolve in them say they do a we do obi atre wanse na say Odo Broni ba no betra yi na say na ama Serwaah so ba se kulani a boni bi ama bi abeyeboko
chechem renum ni senia semnitia but any dear more boy intimacy maybe a kakra. What see a Lumba any Akosua Serwaah dear no a German mremu na German mradie e be eden wa Ghana hanum say
international law maybe a group ya so no o say ye take judicial to law that mrano na ebo awade no ho that mrano and ebo awade no ho bra and the emphasis say wa for wari Togo not a war Togo certificate na Ghana wa awade no Togo mra as far as registered in the laws of Togo no under their law I think the bomb bribery go to Ghana because this will be good and this assembly can yet the Togo mra na be kan yen go fa Ghana mra do awade ni awade Ghana and you know omukoye ne Germany o man tamuno ka mra no de di Akosua Serwaah de Lumba awade no hunta na eba Odo Broni a se de AbusuaPanin kasi e ware ni asan se aye German mra awade bi eto to bi anya wo bi it is potentially monogamous. It is monogamous in nature, which means you are the second one. Okay, Amamema wade de akobetuma ware as many as he can. It is sanity, and the German mrano, and you live as the German, which ware two. The answer is a big no. Therefore, there cannot be a second wife, but you can take a mistress.
So, yeah, sure, because okay, so Lumba ware was Germany, and as is your bagan what Ghana. One wade oba tosumi enu Germany back waba Ghana Ghana no eno osi okim pese me wade oba afoforo kan wan no emran still a chin wo
I also could try German awade ni o ware ya crash 2004 December and o ware but unfortunately we just awade ni and German awade na waye wa ha no ednim as unfortunate as it is and asem ni ebisa na tietia anya ntoko akase bia yeni butai bia se pese passport ayi no nemo me prasu wie se court mi chire sa de we ansa na 6 December ba asem bia ni ho ye kwa na abo stand for widow na abo stand for side chick one no wo mo ba betena ho aya yi ni kama obegwa ajo ayi bibia ba se kuna no de awade eye mra anya AbusuaPanin eboso ade ka so obi ye yira eye mra ebi AbusuaPanin de keka no nkonanka Odo Broni na yekuna na so opportunity for him no nipa na oyekuna o say oyo oba ya ware no enti no na e court ye gidi sense dem nso beba no na fo nyina beti ase so bi kware under ordinance whether German law under German or Ghanaian law na say ukọ ware na say one meter certificate of divorce na pa ho asem ko ware na asem ba emra ne say wonya yire
na lawyer echiri mu ekwan fa so Odo Broni ye Priscilla Ofori ebe share Lumba ho anase oni Lumba ebe tena ye ema na maami Akosua Serwaah eda suti Germany twen ni kunu Lumba say obeba back to Germany
ye maami Akosua Serwaah no onim so Odo Broni no oni Lumba na nete oni na wo
according to him I'm speaking for him for her sorry the Akosua Serwaah so oba Ghana
okay
abetira ni kunu oba ye no ni kunu ma Odo Broni na kutiti temu ama ne die at the time she didn't know that na omu procreate ase oba bi awo bo ano subsequently no be say okunu about that lady sounds anything
okay
na be mo no wakwa na omo hotel bi bedi anko ze bi abamudie woni ho akọ ka kire ne se jana chidi na Lumba so akoye say bet who can have some public and no good in the mass. And the Akosua Serwaah, who share the Nipa Bango, a yawa waiting for all this one. Or similar Lumba free Germany, abandoned not a collection enough, and also a call for medical attention on Yabrofuni and no bad. They are would you see or some back, not some buy for Betnagana. That time, almost the 100,000 you, years you may fear. Obedience to Betnagana. Who pays for that money? And for the information of Ghanaians, she is there working because she has to pay the rent. And I won't want to disclose the people in the buy.
Okay.
Okay. And she's that, when I say, and I will go back to her, and I also and I will be it's never true. But in a year, every 18 people will just against Odo Broni. But beauty requires so much Germany. Now, get your Mufia. And unfortunately, go beyond to us. Lumba had the year. and it could be rule. Odo Broni Arnold, because there's no way you can say that one play rule. Obia is now above a federal. Why yes, we don't deny that fact. That is why we don't want to do anything to attack them. But the fact of why it is a law, so anything. When you're there, when you're there, what Lumba, a man, what Remama, but that will not constitute or make you a wife necessarily.
Now here pictures here, bra abusuani nyina eko Dr. Baumia ho any Chief Justice ho no a omo ekose omo ayie a chese otie ora Collins amankwa ensem o chese abusuani nyina ka ho ewom se maame Akosua Serwaah eni ho no bi o Germany die nenso so ne nnua eka ho a chese na busua nyina ka ho a obia represent ya omo ye committee no entiase ye adwuma na so motu anamo nanso lawsuit no maame Akosua Serwaah ekire se decision making kura no tolobi omo nka nche no sa enso na ne lawyer enso so ekire. So this is what Ora Collins amankwa ekan
iripanyi ya ukana asemi so no ano de asemi nsu kwadan court you
ana me kan say o wi ukata ma nwenem bia
ba mimbusao honorable mimbusao sa ehie nhihye na Akosua Serwaah wotimbi ana na busua ewo mu bi ena mu nyina mu hihye date because impression na creating chese wonim ho hwe wo social media so no kra account na court nsesem nyina ba mi pacho de na betima ka fa
enya no kra na say rate ni kra no hwe time o mo de file here na hwe time a date ne ba here there be no kra wo mo ne say ya constitute funeral planning committee being chaired by the head of the family AbusuaPanin ono asoso na woye otumfo brempo AbusuaPanin of Pakoso Insuta ora Kofi Usu Boahin ono na o chair committee funeral planning committee me Collins Usu Amankwa former MP for Menchianof me and I'm a vice chairman on the committee me so na me coordinator for the entire funeral planning committee no me maame ana me sister Panin Akosua Serwaah ono ankasa ninia be mapo edabo ayiti owo committee ni so mpo se oba Ghana na oba Ghana de oba committee meeting ni bi madam Akosua Serwaah oba meeting oni ho so no opanyini bo ayiti no o mano se bi update on the BBIA
and last meeting here that ben because we say about say a court document no date was you say date was you near 03/10/25 at 10:20 a.m. Register Land Human Rights Court Kumasi, which means 3rd October 2025 and now one file here.
Yes and no say obi be ka say ye share date yambo amani and no krebie and yes anet here and sebi ye ko aban aso ye ko Jubilee House committee no ene abusuane ko ye ne so no oni abeme die besi bia no abo ne sister amane wo committee isu yi oko bi committee no madam Akosua Serwaah ne ba Lumba ba Panyini that the Lumba ba Panyini Calvin ye committee member Priscilla Ofori Odo Broni committee no ne papa Mr. Edward Atasari ye member sebi no there one ye no munya busuafo and is at the discretion of the family deceased family and obekire say we be ye we and we eje we ewo eye na pe sebi Martina Mrashe be done for many years my nwene mra mako ECOWAS parliament mako nwene mra menim emra sadie yesi ehwe ne fa ne yeti nwene no enti messe asem na ye kan customary speaking no sabi amamra ni amane said the constitution no can article 11 no and so ewo nyina so ye didi djuma akwati woni afi wati bi mpanyin sem da se obi betimi abeka kire busuya bi se abusuya eyi amoba beyi Emma we maybe and I'm away maybe. What did you find them that?
But who kind of Saman Krata no? You say baby or near affidavit to say Ninsema or they done court in Kamano. O kind 4A honumna, sorry 4B. Or see an order of this court declaring that it is only the plaintiff who has the right to perform the widowhood right of the late Charles Kwejo Fosu aka Daddy Lumba. Michiremo anache said near a plaintiff which is Akosua Serwaah Fosu can say court no enji enkana se man say wono pe any obi a wo yakunania obetimi agina ho aye amamre kwan so as kuna a obetimi aye kuna ama aye Daddy Lumba, which means bibi wo honum say meboa.
Oh, okay. Hono na me person may make any prejudicial comment. No cry a womb and say as to say obi be performing widowhood right and answer on performing. It's at the discretion of the deceased family. A basic knowledge in law, customary speaking, a basic. It's not there. Young Gama court to decide.
Peace FM.
This is the response from Mami Akosua Serwaah lawyer concerning say omo make decisions and say obi represent no any normal Akosua omo hu ni say entwa.
Me patrol me pese me sign ebisa say ebusia for ebusia panyin no any ye maame Akosua Serwaah omo antena say e ma omo ankasa amfa yi no toto ye no ho ana.
According to Akosua Serwaah no there be omo impose decisions on her. Actually, the man who said, my committee, and I have the cousin be the national committee. Now, decisions, you know, or take here, for instance, we don't know about it. Or but here, for instance, another example, the 6th December date, you know. Within the Casa, I was so what to say, Omunya, because December Bonim. Tiawan is so much presidency, Omkoman and Success. And the Papa Moa, and Akosua Serwaah, yet, you know, a separate at Usain, Wakwantu, go by 6 Nebayama. The Matissa AbusuaPanin and Cropo Case, a Fununi Abusuadi at the Dompen on Bay. Impress many of my against the Funia by Yen and Yomadia. A Fununi Abusuadi by Yen and Ma, a Yere, Abusia, any fraternity will belong to. And the AbusuaPanin corner you, or be our interest, vested interest, they are account to Fununia and the Abusuadia. And so a Yen there, Akosua Serwaah will stick. A Yen there, the Ma. Including Odo Broni Arnold, and it is better said, Ombe George no agree on things than say AbusuaPanin about social media. No bekan the Busa no court, no bekan the say every day callings or bar or say AbusuaPanin no bebana ekuna. They are money. Oh, such statements are provocative.
Me patrol callings so uso man kwana na. Honorable. Okay.
What does it? Ayi sa bosu kasa no emwa. Oye honorable na otimi ka say oye akani otimi ka say abusuafo de omo promote mi ko fa mpana kra be yekuna. How can you make such a statement? And you say mo the papa mo ne yepe ya court in terms say be ya December date ni nya affected. Ye be kan asem nyina wie ni nyina akoja Lumba kwan. Ye Michael Jackson ni Lumba. The person celebrates very well. But that doesn't mean we should compromise our position as we do.
Enti me patrol na me bisa na chese on the 6th year omo ahye se court India asem ni wi na chese mo makwa ma eye ni nkoso ana.
Oh, he no cry ya application for injunction. Se court mo mo hold you on me kan asem ni answer. Enti Tuesday court be chere na ade. So be hold you on and also be 60 days e be di assembling temtem. So na be ya December be do ni akayi. Ye tima ya ye no. Remember he belongs to the state. Engineer a year Busuankwan a President Mama will stake for a national hero, and you want to respect that, and we are ready to cooperate to ensure that everything is done.
Me patrol na ma serve Busuanfo no.
I was apparently at 7. Odo Broni na as of Friday. Now bailiffs no kwa no after the afa. And John no yen serve no. But transition from to serve because in the event that the court grants the injunction, they will be compelled not to release the body. Okay. And the Yomo can send a bear, open notices, court say, you appreciate that. And that's what we are there. There are several transitions, there are several which are happening. Odo Broni Arnold say Monday. So, Otienia, or no Ambrano Major rate, because Ojania is about the Tata and Nina Mantu the same thing. Only Not the Omubia. I am expecting her lawyer to advise her. So we a simple matter, a matter of law. What do you mean change? You can't do otherwise. There are several of authorities that just say Odo Broni Arnold. And the advice here, red tape cooperative. Obianga say money may yes. Obianga say money play the role. And Kula 5 says so we are ready to cooperate with them. Now come up. But the Kuna we are jealously protecting it.
Enti lawyer na ye kan na sesi a nipa obeye kuna no enu ti na ye de injunction ato body no so no na mpacho ye hu pictures bi say ba ya abro mo presidency no ye hu say na ye mame Akosua Serwaah ne wofa e ka ho no mo ko ye enti
yes
me pacho abro say ko no mo ko e no mo ko president amane mo ma date na na
yes o mu nya pan ko president amane you say Ubi who is the president Amania Shedid. But this time around, when they returned, they said, Omakobo President Amania Shedid said 6th of December.
Okay. It's not just a date, on the 6th of December, no. Said the Mumedi Kanya Makokoti Ama Sevi Ebusia for no. Not just say, Yawatri Muse, Omu Beba Kota na Mashe, the whole process, na say, Ansana, ye funa na say, Funa still a better was yemfa. Kunane ma ye mame Akosua Serwaah dia na chese ye nyindi asem ni wi
no pepe na onim wonso manso bitimi kokko na di 5 years we ntisa
me pache
this is very simple court bit my orders my mouth 2 weeks
okay
kocho wa no assembly na pa on krata we mama 2 weeks the 5th week mema judgment no obuya but in the interest of the nation me akoya nti I assure you people, I will make that application to the court. We will make sure Justice December date will not be affected by this action.
AbusuaPanin, as I'm now what the other two abontino, as we speak, no chere a man you know, obey the equine, obibia, eme kuna guy, wakasa them no, ediato. Okay. And the main so intimate can be contrary to the wakasa is here no.
Yeah.
Said the assembly said the Akojina court, the court no, any AbusuaPanin in Yagana. Ebi ehun emuaye ebeba na emumu de mimini me say o ma court e resolve issues we ya no crane prepi no e ya na sem ni encha eno nti na me ka say once litigation has no end no aden na yentimi entin konya enyan ma sebi empanifo ahemfo nom no mu nyina mmam nanka yentena senka asemi na yenya kwan enko ye pacho
okay honorable yebeda wase lawyer Council Williams, Nyami Insha, that's so say what you have to.
Me the letter now. Honorable Collins mo a lawyer train, me the abremo.
Me pato you.
Kennedy Beba no one pray with me, but honorable. He is insisting on his position, so the court will determine the issue. What that he's insisting say, say mami na beye. You better say emrawo mine. Court me order no.
It's not just still na ye be court no.
Of course, you are ready to settle issue.
Me bacho na che say mumu issue na mu di akono. Mu di ne say e wo say ye mame Akosua Serwaah e na ono pe e na wo say oyekuna for a year. Okay.
No kura. Empna nyekuna as far as we are concerned, not in law, not in custom. Obi empna na ne boyfriend ewu amose ne yire ene ne nyekuna. What be that?
Okay. Me da say. Honorable.
Yes, no.
Me pacho lawyer still court na mbeko because unchisa wa no ye still na wo say man mienu no be ye.
Oh, and America say bibia e kasa.
Mate.
Say AbusuaPanin akasa. Ye den na me so metimi abeka bibi contrary to what AbusuaPanin can say.
Me pacho.
Ya mamre ni amane e ho asem na ye ka.
Me pacho.
Administrative law. We are talking about customary law. And no na ye de inkomoy.
Me pacho.
Ye.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Now reacting to the issue by United Showbiz panelist Arnold, MCA yeboa Ola no ma aka no chese Arnold na MCA yeboa na nye ize kire se MCA yeboa ko kan se kuna ye no kra no ehuni mfaso die nti Arnold kire se ade nti na ese o kasa
na Empress obi tietu obebusa se na kakra se afimu nyina san komo ya kosoa sebe oba akro no yamfa na asie o said ya de side chick sie no yamfa na asie Ye ni obedwom. Nti ya me wanwa kakra say. Saa mani nyina no obi antumi empia mba say hey abrante wo tomra. If you say wo do wonsa akwa hye aban krata se wo baabi e kire say obi ye oye afede ye den na wo sa ne oba afofo nam a kire say je na wo ye all these while yantishi
so pie ba na so ogu nanim ase
opie wan pie ba
ye opese opie ba no onu pie ba e be kan bibi fa dadi ho a na se bia ogu nanim ase
o na say ne wawu ye ne ade na aba be kan anya wawu ye ade na aba be kan me de
so from passion
me kan kwakoko se empress hwe asem a ekoso no obi tie kira obebu sa say Odo Broni nti ye ne ho ade ya ye ne ho ade no so tena ho ewo fight e ma dad Lumba ya ye ne ho ade na busuafo wai o ma ntumi ambeka hwe obi nso tie chi obebusa say ade nti na Akosua Serwaah wo tena wa 17 years you never took this man on for bigamy. You never questioned him. Why are you parading another woman in the general public as your wife when you know you have a legal wife somewhere? Obia wa sembusa. But asem ne fa pem ne sen. Odihye e na ato. Odihye ye ne ye ba beye. Onipa no ti ase na sebi oni nsem kra no onye den. Onka.
Ompie.
Empress, ukwa akoware na semu exchange vows. Ye ka bibi say till death do us apart. Once the death do you apart, it is the family that is the owner of the dead body.
So death do us apart.
Yeah.
Ewo ni ba body ni yebusia.
Yebusia de.
Okay.
Enti say ye the injunction kwa sisi ayete ye the injunction bi ande ye bia so.
Dabi.
Meba enti no sesesi ano ebusia no wo kire say me na momma me kwan na me na me nkire ye me sew emu no eye ebusia dia. Yire so na so tunfo me bodi na aka asemo. Ode ne nan sima. What wearing? There abe. You understand? So this back and forth about the kunalization, no. Empress. Kuna na ye kan. Kuna no enene den. Kuna no enene den. What say aware fom yenu awon aware. Ye kwa kote won tem. Enu ani kuna no. Kuna no emfa age mbeka wo age ho. Kuna no sebio enye o like possession. Emma wani mu ncheche. So let us respect the dead man and make sure that he is buried. And when it comes to who is entitled to what property, and me say, mube to me a chia manati and phobia ho. Who is entitled to what property, who is going to be in charge in what estate or whatever, that one, we people should battle it. Chaka. It's your own business. But as it stands now, let us ensure that this man is buried with some dignity. And you, Empress, and come away by my share who say, all the two factions in now, Obia Petim was social media. Wow. Because as at when the lawyer was supposed to come and release the legal document showing that they've filed for an injunction on the NASA news, it trended that was social media. So the question is that who released the news to the people on social media? If the conversation was a conversation between Mama Akosua Serwaah and the lawyer only, who released it to the general public? Why not the court to abonting? Yamika Lotima say, so you people, you are disgracing yourselves. That is what you are doing.
Both of them.
No, yes, of course, both of them. Nobody is peppering anybody. But if the man himself has been able to acknowledge that I have two women in my life, and we are told there are other women that he had children with. It is, we don't know yet. Almost one more. If he's acknowledged these both women in his life and he never disrespects any of them on this thing, what is this thing about? Kuna no we are sebio we won't fear any what am I say? If it has to do with the properties, and no dear, and Kola no more doors. Entino, Sam Yamobachino, Seni Ebecheno, Yabecha will be in Yanide. But ye best say, me as Sasre say. Ye per se ye see that the Lumba was soon dream December set me patcho Black Star experience December 20 ye bejamio. Muma ye see papa no na ye sunu na fe asam nkoto se mu be yi asam na be fie na maka na asumdwe aba mu kana asumdwe mbra.
I don't see anything wrong when lawyers say marriage education. There's nothing wrong with it. Because Lumba is icon, just like you are saying. Now, we are a reference point. 5 years later, 10 years later, we'll make reference to it, and some of us will learn from it. And if lawyer can say a for marriage education on carbon, Empress, you see, now me to say a seminar bar. You know, or quite a queen say it's not an so you can't drink. But you see, I say cautious. Yes, I see restraint in the way you become. Because you see, you need experience be as how you need almost shoes more as to how they have what they are going through, what they've gone through. Into the fact that we are a microphone and I say about when you pause our bedtime doesn't give you the right to say, can send up there.
One year born boy.
You know, I say about a point sensitive.
Maybe more powder.
Powder and the point say the same. It is imperative say but now because he needs our experience, no. You go through what the people are more involved now go through meeting. It is very crucial. Say you be to your boss in how we express ourselves and deal with the matter. I am very surprised. Obi ni bi asem na ye chale why like obi mo da mo nda. Ye sick jams na ye hwehwe ye pese ye jam. Let's get serious. Oh, dream jams when somebody can down that because or dream the future and kwala wa no how on survive because of omo papa. Do you understand? Do you understand the seriousness of the matter? You are sitting there thinking about person called Jamie we here say, huh? Be serious. Oba ba ko ma sex. The back and forth thing or down that person or dream kwala in future. How I process be how deliberations be ko. Na in kwala sex no menya some better foundation. Back 3 also down that because of share effort or their shame anyhow at 3 in quality 3 no future be kwa. That's what she's thinking about. Who also person o jam. Huh?
Jam in April.
Masa. You're careful. Because Empress lawyer ne kasam. Wasn't that the Lumba age Mama Serwaah Germany. Na or breastfeed one of the kids too. And to go through it. Single mother kwala me over the years of time papa ni fi wo betena ha no it's a wo kan afa no ho a you need to yourself check in as how you say it obetena gan ha no so no de ba ko no oni Odo Broni wo e wo 6 sa 15 years 17 years span ma me de ba ko na hwe it's a wo kasa say we careful because not been through what she's been through, so don't be sitting here thinking about jams when somebody is seriously going back and forth as to how we figure no out. And you know what even disappoints me more? Yet had the Biania funeral, the friend is saying funeral de tourism, funeral tourism. But yet ha be little kuna. Why? Pacho kuna no is not an integral part of a year. So why are we sitting here making this seem as if kuna is kuna ne be yedien? Kuna no we kuna na ube liposuction. What are you telling me? What are you saying? One moment you say yen push funeral tourism. Yen so your traditions in your customs. But you are sitting on this platform telling me say kuna no kwade de be bagde de be. What are you saying?
So they should fight over the kuna. Is that what you are saying?
Pacho. O kasa na miambemu.
Ubemu. Hey. Ubemu. Enti yen busa so they fight over the kuna. No ubemu.
Pacho nyabote.
Meme dia is it your kuna? Is it your kuna?
Is what
is it your kuna?
I mean, should they fight over the kuna?
It is not your kuna. If those involved says they would want your kuna, tassel over it. Let them tassel over it.
Then they should go on with it.
Don't belittle it because
nobody is belittling it here. Obie no our ability kuna via waha. Yeah. Yeah, kasa mama sumje mbra no munsie papa na sumje. That's what we are saying. Obie no one kasa sebio kuna no you know. Come on.
Okay, so kuna no what is kuna?
Thank you. That's like possession.
Like possession.
Also you kuna na like possession.
Kuna kora.
No kuna.
So be na waso.
Sofu. Me anodie.
No, let's be serious. Because a part of the process. And you know what it's interesting. Sa kuna na we feel say enye hwe no, a precursor to what he said about say asset defense sharing. You may think say nothing, but a precursor to what will transpire. Even when there's a war, we can contest it. The echoes about kuna. And somebody's way of protecting the assets, a sharing a basic. So don't sit here and be letting kuna no, because a part of the process. Only experience. They don't make it seem as if say, Why are they fighting over it?
An opinion.
Oh, see, that's it. What's your better thing? We peer review near you, Empress. So, Mr. McCann, he has a right to say, she has a right to correct me. It's a slow down when we are dealing with critical matters. A key. Empress, the Akosua way you see. Okay, the last time we discussed Lumba, I told you it's a meaning a noise, mommy. Because it should not in any way affect money legacy. It will not. Because when it comes to musical prowess, he is there. One of our biggest. Ain't to me, hey, when it comes to the legacy as a musician or as an artist. But I say we should be careful. Say a day where echo and protracted because there's a likelihood it could be. See, in 2006, James Brown, it took 15 years for them to actually settle the legal related matters. Prince in 2016, it took 5 years. Michael Jackson in 2009, it took years for them to just settle Nichi. When they used him in 2012. Aretha Franklin in 2016, it took a lot of years for them to settle. They won't be calling who won the pillow asset. It's a mystery. And say if the two ladies now 1 week in the so why this noise? Why this fractions and all this brouhaha? If it's possible for them to do that in 1 week, they could also do it during their funeral.
So why then are you saying that we shouldn't say that they shouldn't fight over the kuna? And I mean, say maybe sir. Maybe sir. Question.
Proceed. Focus.
Also be taking 5 years. There be something
that's what we are trying to prevent.
Oh, that be what me your bem also be taking 5 years and I 17 years. It will say take you 1 year akora nyehwe.
Senior could be as baby.
We'll
fix it. And I don't have a problem. Okay. Because the lawyer and they say because the impression they creating they say hey mama say one on a call court first. It's an impression. But somebody instigated it. Which is AbusuaPanin declaring somebody as not the widow. She has every right to go and get redress from the court.
Okay.
Until next week, we'll see what the basin will actually figure it out. But let Lumba's legacy is unmatched and untouched.
Okay.
Because say media for be ne papa AbusuaPanin kodi nkomo. Ama AbusuaPanin na nenum to our videos ne wa around. Oka say di kind no oba na what is say on ne de hye ne ti no a ne de hye no wuto no na so no omfa na abusuafo me bo na mane nti on de wa soma se yenko na yenko nkohwe se ewu asem na wate na ne kra emhu no ka se video na ebe ne kra no ompene so ne ade bate ye echi ne nkomodi osan de ba ne se osuma ni nuanom ne nabusua bi ko fie ho no nonko pese no oba broni ekasa ofon so ba oba no kra ne na ankasa we AbusuaPanin asemo yen keka ko animu ena omu bisa se na daddy ne oba broni no entemu asemo e no so onu di onimu no abusua ni nimu no omu so na omu tenche nka so onu di ye nimu no so aware no so aware no ye nim no obi ama mese aware invitation ye nya invitation letter no nemum Akosua Serwaah de ye nim no se na ye aware no Empress ti asem ni yo AbusuaPanin na ga say yo se Akosua Serwaah ne de omu nim se dad Lumba yire no okay ena Akosua Serwaah ya ma mi ya so e de ne krata ba abontin before and after the court sermons no a watch ye date kura on ni daddy a year wedding and yet traditional marriage a wedding but ye nyina say before 2004 everybody knew about Akosua Serwaah pacho on the adenekon okay na AbusuaPanin ye anu o se wonnim Serwaah oba broni ye dan na afedie asa kwose sasa okay wasi obeye nhwehwemu ewo ahu ayonkofo na ewo daddy Lumba ne Odo Broni ntem okay tie bia AbusuaPanin ko ye nhwehwemu no so oh say omo ware na AbusuaPanin omo ware na wunnim tie invite o eni invite unuan ma na atwa ho hia wo ye interview no na omo ware ne sen hwan ko gyina mu ma mo abusua no senka wanka sa immediately na say beginning na ibi anka confusion a wo create no kema so ti say abusua person wa ko hwema me hu say ono na hu say Daddy Lumba ware Odo Broni but beginning ni die no wo nim Odo Broni bia ni nuanom ne wo fa aseso nim Odo Broni bia okay say won say Daddy ware Odo Broni na abusua panyini ya so asaba beto abonten say Akosua Serwaah no kwa no de omo nsa bre wo mo da ben ye ben venue he wan age nsa no efri say wan na wo ka so no de wonim say ne ire no no iti ben na wo kwotena say ye retrospective memory recapturing and I was say oh so ba no kwa wo de nsa bai problem ayi wo mi abusua panyin na me de me blame no ne kasemu ene ni semu kire no and a creative problem am I and can ya bia because so share even the assembly save from you saw how Odo Broni ne anti Akosua how they were okay almost all agent here say eya obi mu kra na for there they showed us oh they are okay no problem but these problems started coming out when this AbusuaPanin started talking too much ye koyenim yes ye ba be ye tie te committee obia Odo Broni fa nkrofo ba Akosua Serwaah fa nkrofo ba obia de ne nkrofo aba eye de na kopim say afede ye say Akosua Serwaah nye kuna de ne siye
Odo Broni
oso mo mienu na na be ye
trouble letter na ba ne che say o ware under ordinance e Germany
Germany
letter no it's letter no chere say oye Akosua Serwaah na ye yere se me ware under ordinance Ghana ha na me koye me nkrata de atukwanya se me itukwanya se me wo oba we ka ho ase oba bi ama ware na si kra meet me fa na nim nkochere so nim za oye mpena ebi ama ye no ho ade asi ba still oye mpena emra ne hu ni se me yere no because me ye ordinance yere ba akopɛ meet me nya bi nka ho it the same rana na wo Germany ni so one man one wife utimi akofa side check wasema but Mrani will recognize it just one person and I think say America for crown some Mrani it's almost like that amunyina monogamous ye na ye ma room for polygamous marriages but opa then you go to the monogamous which is the ordinance the entire me yes sure say ye ma me Akosua Serwaah de asemi court ni say so why she ya we panyini de nanim be form aden na me ne be mantimi sane 1990s mu ha no me ye me ho ade 2004 unim bra ya bre wo Germany abontin so unim bra ya bre ne nyuma mo enjoy unim bra ma me Akosua bre wo na BBC na se be ma ibaga na no ko na se sabi se no mo chirimi obi a na koma kodi oba foforo wa na se woni netia 90 aniti mu babi sam mani ma ba fom se me nyo se me ne meche kunayo me ne
one ne cha problem
me ne oba ne meche kunayo empress me ne oba no ye meche kunayo sabi se yampa se
eso wa ware
se yampa se nanka Odo Broni ye mpina etinka odno yiri no mpina meche kunayo nze enye bu emma yire no so ti ase na se wa ware ne so a ende na owo aware ye monogamous na wotimi nya akwanya be ware bi kan ho was there a case wo ja ware na wo ja ya why is this woman being able to take this thing to court the meaning say we enjoy but this is it empress may worry ya under ordinance that's a me person ni jaya ya ntimi fan sam na me say we jaya worry
ya ntimi fan sam
ya no ne customary there what you say but ordinance na ye ko sign no enyansa na dijai
na ede
ya the court now udi ne mra de worry no hwa na abekọ se ba bia chichira abo hwa na sane no na court no ehwe agye atum asane ya mo ba no certificate of divorce mumienu echrese woki moja until then you are married and sane nkos ensa aware nti ebia no na me wofa abusuapanyini ebia so wɔte sɛ bibi sɛ si a ebia no onim mmra side ne sɛ da bi o ɔmo aware no nyɛ kɔkɔkɔ bi ne yɛbɔ ne yɛ de nsa ba bi gu aware no yɛkɔ ne mmra mu nti yɛmfa nsa ngu saa aware no nanka ni papa mu yi ni afrɛ maame Akosua ɔba Akosua deɛ asie ni o ɛma yɛmma wurachi ɛnyɛ tantantan wɔne Odo Broni wɔmba wo deɛ yɛmfa nto nkyɛ sɛ ɔware no so anware no ɔne no wɔmba to ɔba woni unu abai monka mom na wo deɛ ɛbɛyɛ ama ne anyina wachi na wo deɛ wobɛyɛ o right na obi ehu sa wo na ayɛ yire no bato de manindi land mu bi akyerɛ deɛ no mane fa bi mɛkyerɛ Empress asɛmbi no de sika ka o kasa o basi ekogina baabi ne agini nsuo na ni ti sɛ galamsey water ne ba be gina baabi kasa na hwan ekɔ gini nsuo na ni then we are creating problems for ourselves. My many court sermons is all about she wants to make sure say court declare say or not need full stop.
Meraho because owuni ba ye no na me kanipa e ka se ese fatase e be ye enkai dumbi e de esi ho na brebia no ye hu sa de kode na ye bebo ye papa Lumba din atoso because otiase no no time ko bedwem but ne nyom ne nkoa sustaining visibility amongst yenyina into me kind say ebeya anka yenye bibi emfanto vigila ye ne 1 week ye hwe doma ekọ ho a ekire nipasu a we free one or this ye kese pa na atofom no enu echi no ema bi bo boso etina social media no so team Odo Broni team Akosua Serwaah na ye twe dawiri body da ho aye nia odehia free mu no ne niema pa obeye ye so kan no na wotwe mienu miensa no ye jaya to ho ene ye team Odo ena team Serwaah ene ye twe ekoba ye kan edi nti ne ye twe ye si kuna na ne de ye kwa akoteti owufuo ene otiasefo ntem enu ani o sawo na so wodo ne chen obi a kan body no ho ne enfa nkwa ye kwa akoteti owufuo ne otiasefo ntem enu ani kuna yo Empress na odihye se ye creative arts mu ye dihye da for mu ma ye kwan ma ye nsunu se de ye pesi ye sunu because ye kasa oye one of your biggest cultural exporter ye wo free your mind mu adidi mu akose oba program bi so say ya obi timi frɛ o se wo kwai mimi ye team Odo me ma wa pose ukọ aka ni say ma ye na ye na kuna no ye so hanki aso asadin aso anwamo achi yiase no obi so asa from ye team Serwaah me na me kwakọ aka ni say me nka bi mo bibia munya ye na ye nsu ye de hye Lumba ye creative space for no ye nsu ye de hye se de ye be say esu no ene na lawyer ne kasa no say we bitimi aye marriage education say Lumba we marriage education. Are we serious? Marriage caution. For this year say yeah Michael Jackson na say be we free mu na ye we say ye bibi de fa ho no ye te ha say ye the way ye marriage education ena ye kire snap aware ena ye kire krata aware ena ye te hanom say sa ban pese obamu no ye nkai dum bi kra me ye si won ye de kai Lumba ye sha se free because more abusia na maka na mama legacy no you will live the legacy na nke ye hunu say oh ne manie ayirenum ni ana mpna nie or way by why you will sit down na ma sustain legacy ni ye no ene ye twen o ye kwotete wo a wote ase ni de wawu ni ntem ene hu manson ne ye kase ye de nkai dum bi si wa ho na betwa ahomam eno so ye bekọ ho court na Empress de ye no ye bre legacy no ase ye ma werehwo no ate akofom and it's so sad say enyum no ye mbobie mu lawyer no decline with communication na ye faha na ye tye mpene kuna na enu ani sete wo free owufo ne ho wo pese one ne kwa ye be ma ho kwan munya ye na ye nsum ye de hye ye creative arts ye space ye de hye ye nsunu supa no nkope baabi na boko e de ne ye hanki ye be so an ye nhunu bi da na sese meti ase se amamre no e wo ho but the air cost no ma efeudie eba Lumba brand no Opa Google Daddy Lumba sisi and I share the kind of stories are ebe popia.
Who say Daddy Lumba no nim say bibi say besi.
Ono tia se kra ne nkomo kra ondi ne kese.
Ne nyom ba bi makra mo na say nsema makra mo I say nsema esi.
Na ono ba wan kase obia ne nkoku kuna ho.
Wan kase obia ne.
Enyum no kuna kranim. Eno na me problem no empress.
Kodi kuna.
Eno me problem.
Ahwe na ne wo echi anye basa.
Ono de so e wa kwase wono wa ye busheni no e de na wo ye fasa ko wo be ya asamando ye di asem wo be ya no be fa ba ko so be sama senye ko di asem no. What is this?
Si accelerator ni so nako
ye ntimi kra enseli anyum ne ye ba ye chera penkofo na radio so e momu ye breakdown ye hunu anyum na see and everybody was moving towards our energy no. Enti obi framing kan tem say ukwa akoka team odo kona koka team odo brunity me ka team bia munya ye na ye nsu ye desia or ye creative space ni mu asumdue mu. That is all that I'm going to say.
Abusua adwumapa on demand service for na say adwumapa on demand for say o pese wo di dwuma bia nkankanga fo am wabrochire a obehia nipa didi so ya tilers anasa building constructors fashion designers chese auto mechanic bia o pese wo di sa dwuma bia ma no obekọ ye app no so na wa download adwumapa on demand service ayesa so obekọ www.adwumapa-on-demand-service eno so obekọ ko hu edwumadi e di nyina ni trimopo nyina no se ye boawo ema wo kwakofo obi ana wodi dwuma bi a nipa a wo kwakofa no esansa wonnim na kira kwan bia nti no to bi kura nipa na gisika wie open here na hu no adwumapa on demand fo aba ama sa ha nyina afiri ho esansa obi bia ya de be ma so woni dwuma bia ma no ya ye background checks ehu se sa nipa yi onim ne wo ye enye kwanchen trefa ni bia wonim de wo ye ene ye fa no edna ma wo na ni gisamba ko omu ne se onipa bia de be ma wo a odi be di dwuma bia no sabe background no sem anase si ebu afaso pade a enya de besi na wanso san nim se sabe ko soja mumpo a ye wo military police ono so soja ni ochi soja ni eno me kire mu se eye adwumapa on demand for no ye san so supervisors a abre nyina no omko rounds eko check se adwuma na nipa no de bedan ye no sa pepepe ene ye no na se adwumapa on demand de omama adwuma no aye simple se bibi ni ena onti ase ampacho no wafa numbers no aye gusuo no no wafre